Hello everyone and welcome to a new Let's Play using the Darthmod mod for Empire Total War. And people who are familiar with Darthmod might think that I'm going to be showing you an Indian campaign because this is Uprising and it's technically an Indian scenario with Empire Total War and has a different map and everything, but no, you were wrong. I will be using the United States. And I got campaign difficulty on hard and battle difficulty on hard as well. I want to have it on very hard just because when I have it on very hard the AI gets some unfair advantages, just like, well, better reload than you should be able to have and better morale. And I want a fair fight, honestly. A hard fight, but still fair. So we'll start the game. So I chose the map for a specific reason, and that is that it has more cities on it. And that's important because I'm going to be doing basically what America historically did, or the US, I guess. The whole continent is America. Expansion, yeah, expansion. I'm going to expand westwards. And my goal, the goal I set myself, is to basically try to create the most accurate America. So what that means is that everything from here, right here, and this is a problem because I actually think this is in Canada, but I don't know. I searched for Yankton, and that's supposed to be like right here in correlation to the Sioux Falls. But obviously not, so I will go for this, but honestly I think this is just on the border, and this is certainly in Canada. But I'll capture it anyway. Okay, I'll go down here, I'll capture Santa Fe in New Mexico from the Spanish. And here's the current border, at least somewhere around there, and definitely here along the Rio Grande. And capture Texas, and basically everything over here. So let's get started, shall we? So one thing that is a bit disappointing is that Darthmod didn't actually give you a full unit set. What I mean by that is these guys are technically damaged because I think the limit is 400, 500 for militia, and that means that these guys are actually heavily damaged, and that's not anything positive. So what I have to be doing firstly is sadly repairing every single one of my men. Replenishing, I guess. I got a greater army right here.
At the ready. Citizens,
I'll just fuse them with the capital, which is Philadelphia, if you didn't know. And yeah, they should be ready to move out in a few turns.
anything more? Forward.
So basically starting to build something. Yeah, and the year is now 1783, and that means that you don't start with the basic research tree. Well, you have the basic research tree, but you don't start at the bottom of it. So you can see I already had the plague bayonet and the ring bayonet, so well, every faction, besides the Indians of course, will have a ring bayonet at this time. I'll also have fire by rank, which is very crucial, and of course square. I have canister, and when it comes to industrial technology, I don't have any workshops, so I think that has something to do with it. And yeah, got a few technologies, and basically I need to upgrade this before I can do anything else. And yeah, that's it. So I'll set this to, well, explosive shells, I guess. They're pretty awesome, so I'll take them. And this is upgrading, and for naval recruitment, I can't actually recruit that much, I think. But do I actually have any proper ports? I don't know. There we go. Dockyard. 4th rate ship of the line. That's good, I guess. I don't really need that before I try to challenge Spain, but I won't be doing that. At the start of this, I will be going after the Indian regions, the Cherokee nations, and the Hurrium Wandot something. I won't try to pronounce that one more time. And the Iroquois Confederacy. And yeah, I'll take these guys, and of course, no, I can't replenish. No, of course, I haven't selected one of them. and try to fuse them and get a large army going. And do a bit of upgrading right there. Basically everything I can afford. Can't afford it. There we go. Can afford one more like that. Do I have any? Yep, I did have. So let's go to the next turn. By the way, as you can see by the red line, I'm automatically at war with these guys. Okay. You want me to give up 2 states, or technically 3, and what I get is 250 golds, or whatever the currency is used, and peace treaty. Well, you're crazy. Huh, everyone's desperate for peace though. That's interesting. Give region. Okay, so you want that, and you also want New York, and you want Maine. Forget it. And you guys? No, they weren't actually trying to go for that. Oh well. Smart move. Some of the regions, not region but nations you see here are actually dead. So, so you want me to give you that? No, to give that, and you want me to give you these regions? Forget it. What's with the diplomacy right there? It's very stupid. Ah, Northern Territory. I'm sorry, but that's historically Canada, so no. Even though you are offering me a trade agreement. Military alliance, and I give Dutch Guiana with Maryland, which is a very small region, but still a region nonetheless. And see that my goal here is actually to try and create America. The US, I mean. Ah, alliance broken between the nations. Well, that doesn't really count for me, because I won't actually initiate a war if I attack anything. Speaking of, I am getting attacked. These guys are still undermanned. I don't actually know, are these at like 300 numbers? Because if they are, I want to risk engaging them right there. I'll send for a scout. Kinda? I don't know really. Well, definitely these guys. So I'll have to retreat actually. That's a bit disappointing. Well, I'll fortify the region, and that should be enough to save those guys. And you were the man yep, they retreated. Okay, I'll recruit some only militia. Well, can't actually recruit that that good of an army right there. And my income isn't that high, really. So I'll try to get some trades going, and hopefully they won't actually settle for a region swap, basically. Ah, yeah, there we go. They're reasonable now, finally. Yeah, by the way, my nation leader is George Washington. Oh yeah. Actually got 0 to diplomacy and everything. Oh yeah. Well, I don't care. Got a good cabinet, decent. Can't actually change any of them out because, of course, this is democracy and people choose which ones who are to sit in the government, or not directly, but you know what I mean. I can't actually trade with France, but I think that's because one of the ports are besieged or something, damaged. This is actually United Provinces. Really? Oh, of course there are Portuguese, not Portuguese, but Netherlandians. Netherlandians, yeah, that's a new word. Ships, so yeah. Dutch ships, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Hopefully they don't attack this turn, so I actually do manage to get a decent number of men together.
Sir. Make ready.
Yeah, seems good.
Men.
And get them ready to invade and capture Cayuga. So yeah, let's hope for the best. Cherokee nations, okay. You're actually trying to raid something that isn't there. So they didn't actually damage anything. That's nice. Give Maryland, and they'll give... Forget it. That's just silly. Enemy raid. Well, I guess it counted. Oh, there we go. That's a raid. And this... Recruitment army. No, that didn't actually count. Okay, now I have a full army, I guess. Also have artillery. This will be interesting. I think I'll cut these ones out, because I think, at least for me, these loading screens are actually fairly lengthy, actually. So I will cut them out. And there we go. We're on the battle map. So let's set up our artillery in a decent position. And we have a lot of militia. I don't really know how much we can actually count on them. But, oh well, have to deal with it. And these guys, I guess I'll put them on the flank. Yeah, and something... A trait that the Indians do gain in this is that they're... the majority of them, besides the general, is actually invisible. So, yay, have fun with that. Basically just guesswork and try to march in line. And try not to just get swarmed by Indians. And hope my frame rate not to die. It's actually decent, but has been low at times. They're just out of range. That's typical. I love that tune. This is actually the Swedish tune. Forgot to change it from when I actually played at Sweden a few minutes ago. Okay, he somehow got in range again. Where I clicked the direct attack order, did I? I don't think so. Anyway, I'll unlimber this, or limber this, and scooch it up a little. So this is unfortunately a lot of what we have to do in the beginning. But I guess it's an uprising, so they do have to get some kind of advantage. And the Indians are generally underpowered in this game anyway. On the campaign map anyway. In multiplayer battles, they're actually quite effective if you do get them in range quickly enough. But what does concern me is, once again, that I got very much militia and really not any proper troops besides these guys, and the artillery. Yeah, speed it up a little. Just waiting for the frame drop when the Indian units unveil themselves. Okay, he's pulling even further back. It's like he's trying to trick me into a trap or something. Thankfully I do have some cavalry. I don't know, of course I know. He doesn't actually have any cavalry of his own, besides the general or chief's bodyguard. Okay, that's definitely in range, but for how long? Do get some shots in though. Come on, do it. Oh, is he trying to outflank me? No. Is he pulling back? No, not out of range anyway. Wait, might have spoken too soon there. Yeah, Not really interesting. So I have to pull up my men even more. And the Indians must be in somewhere. Cavalry, right there. Artillery, how's your range? Okay, I guess. They're getting ever so slightly closer to the edge. But for now they seem very stationary. As you can clearly tell, I do not have explosive shell yet. If I did have that, these guys wouldn't have been 87 in the unit. Still, the other Indians hasn't unveiled himself. Speed it up a little. And another thing is that, of course, at this range, the howitzers aren't too... okay, they unveiled themselves. Aren't too accurate, that was what I was going to say. They're basically just clumped up. That's very silly of you guys. Get my cavalry on the flank. Get some volleys off. Soundless volleys though. Nope. You're charging and it's not charging at the same time. Okay, he's charging. And they are Indians, so they do have a lot of melee power. That's kind of the balancing fucking factor right there. But they are fleeing for some reason. So I'll try to get in charge. They aren't actually charging against me directly, so that's good. My militiamen are actually holding, so send all those guys for the bowmen, which are dwindling quite rapidly. Silence my artillery for now. Provincial cavalry, get in charge of on the chief's bodyguard. That'll help for sure. But I'll also send in my regular men because I think the chief's bodyguard is actually quite a good cavalry unit. It should be. It's a bodyguard unit. Well, I'll continue. Can't do too much. Oh, I actually killed this general. I can't do too much, but I'll try to just diminish the enemy numbers, and hopefully these guys actually don't reform, and try to get them to break off entirely. Those guys are shattered. Those guys are still broken. They don't appear to want to be shattered though. But not too many guys left. Oh, they're shattered. Okay, quit the battle. Decisive victory. If the good die first, and those whose hearts at dry summer burn to the socket. Once again, let's skip these right now.
Forward! March!
So, there we go. We'll take these guys and... no, of course. That would be moving in on Spanish territory. Hopefully these guys will actually destroy them, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Yes, sir.
So I'll go here and fight against these guys. Actually, try to demand surrender. Surrender refused, of course. I'm even in number, and I do have a lot of artillery and a lot of good units, so this should be a slaughter. Also, I do have a lot of cavalry, so that should be an even bigger slaughter. But I think I played for a while right now, so that's the first episode. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this, and I will be continuing this as long as people support it. So comment, rate and subscribe, and Yeah, let's stop now.